Hello, potato. This week is just dragging on. I need a tea break. And today, our tea will not be in the form of a drinkable tea, but it will be in the form of KitKat. KitKat Hojicha flavored. KitKats are interesting because basically everywhere else in the world gets all these super interesting KitKat flavors. And if you're lucky, you can just go to Cost Plus World Market or your local international market and find some of them, like strawberry or occasionally matcha green tea, or I've found orange before at Cost Plus. But some of the more unique flavors just almost never seem to make it here. If you look online, like Japan, England, they get all sorts of unique flavors of KitKat, like rum raisin and wasabi and sake and tofu. I mean, they get all these really interesting flavors, and we are lucky if in America we get a cookies and cream. I guess our palates I guess we get the weirder stuff. No, we don't get the weirder chips because, no, I find those interesting ones internationally as well. Maybe it's a matter of just what you're used to, but my point is that the folks at Nestle need to step up their game here in the US and give us some more interesting flavors. Now, I did find this at my local international Mega Mart. KP International, and they have these on the shelf, and they have the usual stuff too. I think they had like orange and dark, and they've had those before, and we've had those before, and those are fine, but I've never seen this one before. If I remember correctly, Hojicha is a roasted green tea. I used to actually drink Hojicha quite regularly. I'd switch between that and Genmaicha as just a drink to nurse all day at work before I just gave up and do coffee now. And generally my tea drinking now is Earl Grey. But I do like green tea. And Hojicha was kind of interesting because it had a darker, if you overbrewed it, bitter flavor that could be interesting when mixed with, I'm assuming, chocolate? I mean, it's KitKat. I'm assuming it's still chocolate. Obviously, I can't read much of it. I mean, it says chocolate snack, so yeah, there's probably chocolate in there. Because it's in, I'm assuming, Japanese? Where did this actually come from? Product of Japan, so yeah, that would be Japanese. I can make out the word good, and yeah, I could bust out Google Translate, but that never works out in any sort of intelligible fashion, so we'll skip that. Yeah, so these are good until August of this year. They contain palm oil, sugar. Of course, another thing when you buy international chocolates is they tend to not contain high fructose corn syrup, or at least not nearly as prominently as American versions do. I think the chocolate from other places. You remember a few years back there was a whole big thing about Cadbury because European Cadbury is so much better than American Cadbury that they actually took issue. Was that Nestle as well? I don't remember who owns Cadbury now. But they took issue with importers importing the better European Cadbury chocolate. And I was guilty. I would go into World Market or Lolly and Pops and buy that imported Cadbury's as well. Because yeah, it is superior to the American version. They don't use the same recipe. Which, I mean, seems weird that you're using the Cadbury name and not the Cadbury chocolate. But whatever. Yeah, there's a whole thing about that. And they put pressure on the importers to stop importing it. And I think for the most part, they succeeded. Also, I think they started making just more Americanized versions of things like Cadbury Fingers to sell in the international stores. So they still had, that item for that audience, even if it didn't taste quite the same. But let's open these up and check them out. So I'm guessing there's going to be 13 packages in here. It's 15% something, but I don't know what. It's like a papery package. It's not like the plastic cello I would normally expect for a candy wrapper. All right, break me. I'm assuming this says break me off a piece of that KitKat bar. It's got a crab on it, but it's not crab flavored. Maybe it goes well with crab. Again, I don't know what that says. If you know what that says, by all means, let me know in the comments. If you can read that, let me know in the comments what that says. Yes, I could Google Translate it, but we all know that will come out as absolute gibberish. Have a break. Have a KitKat. All right, so let's pop it open and take a look at it. I'm guessing from the picture it's going to look very... Oh, yeah, that does look That looks very different than a normal Kit Kat. It's very small too. Break off a finger. The smell, how does that, I mean, I'm definitely this chocolate, but there's a darker smell too. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had any Hojicha, I'll be honest. So I really probably should have got some to try with this just to compare the flavors, but it does kind of remind me of the smell of going into a tea shop, which is weird, of course, because most tea shops you'd go into would be primarily black teas, not green teas. But then again, this is roasted green tea, so it's smells good though. Smells doesn't smell very sweet. I'll put it that way. Very creamy. Yeah, I do taste the tea. Now, obviously, I don't know if it tastes specifically like Hojicha or just tastes like green tea. There's a dark richness to the flavor that does match the smell. Just looks like a basic Kit Kat inside, just weirdly colored. Yeah, that's actually quite good. I like that. I would get that again. The tea flavor is there. There's no bitterness to it. Just gives it kind of a rich, kind of dark flavor underneath. The chocolate is still quite sweet. There's like cream in there that's sweet, presumably because some people put milk in their tea. So it's not a bitter flavor at all. It's still very sweet. But yeah, you can strongly taste the tea flavor. I like that. I genuinely like that. So if you get a chance to check out Hojicha KitKat, if you're lucky enough to have a store that has it, you'll pay through the nose for them. I don't remember how much I paid for them, but I know it was too much. But they're quite good. I could see that flavor being almost kind of addictive. I kind of want to go and eat the other one. So maybe we'll wrap this video up and I'll do that. Thank you for watching. I hope you found the video interesting or entertaining. If you did, please give the video a like and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. And I'll see you in the next video.